Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do another drugstore affordable makeup tutorial, and for this look, this is really quick, easy, on the go glam, and bonus, there's no false lashes added. So let's get started. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Glow Lock Primer. If you have dry skin, if you haven't tried this primer, like I have not used any other primer basically since purchasing this, unless I'm reviewing like new products, but I love this so much. It just feels really hydrating and illuminating. So those are the two things that I want combined together. I think it's great for dry skin. Then for my foundation, I'm going to go ahead and use another favorite of mine. You're going to see a lot of Flower Beauty products. This is the Light Illusion Foundation. I have been loving this. I got mine at ULTA. They're available online. And then you can check out in certain ULTA stores which ULTA stores carry the Flower Beauty in stores. I know if you're in the Chicago area, the one in the West Loop on Halsted, that one carries Flower Beauty. So this is actually where I picked up some of the rest of the products I did, because I just uploaded my Flower Beauty review and demo of some even more products since trying out the foundation concealer from their Light Illusion line. I was like, I need to try more. So if you guys haven't seen that review and demo for some of the products that I'm using in this tutorial, you want to know a little bit more, I'll link that down in the description box for you guys to check out. But this is beautiful if you have dry skin, and it just illuminates, it gives you that light illusion. And I'm blending that out with my Morphe sponge, another favorite of mine. You can also pick this up at ULTA, but I've also just been kind of interchanging this with my other beauty blender, Sonia Kashuk sponge, but this is definitely a top affordable product. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the Light Illusion Concealer. This is also included in that Light Illusion review and demo, so I'm just using that to kind of highlight. It's a little bit lighter. It's not super, super light, bright under the eyes, which is kind of fine with me. I don't want to go super illuminated. I can always go a shade down, but I really like this concealer. It's very hydrating underneath the eyes. It's not a matte concealer. So, I mean, that'll kind of tell you whether you might like it. Maybe you have, really oily under eyes, so maybe you might want to skip this. Or if you have drier under eyes like me, this will be something that's going to work for you. And I didn't want to use my usual MAC Painterly or Soft Ochre Paint Pot eyeshadow base, so I just went ahead and blended the concealer out into my eyes, which I'll usually do a lot of times when I'm doing just drugstore only. I'll just substitute the concealer as my primer. This concealer worked. Normally I would maybe prefer something that's going to be a little bit more mattifying, but this worked just fine, and that just saves an extra step, an extra product, so you can just quick on the go and continue on with the rest of your makeup routine, and you're saving on that eyeshadow primer. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my very favorite Wet n Wild Contour Highlighting Palette. I mentioned this in my drugstore Ride or Die makeup products. I love this, $5. This is a new one that I just bought because I had to have it in my life. I'm still scraping through the bronzer or the contouring shade on my other one, so I still got it, but this one looks so much fresher and so much cleaner. So I'm just setting underneath my eyes with that yellow powder. This one is in the shade Dulce de Leche, in case you guys are wondering. They have one that's a little bit better for like tanner skin tones too. This one works for mine. Then I'm going to go in with the Flower Beauty eyeshadow palette. This is their Shimmer and Shade eyeshadow palette. I believe this is the one Golden Natural. And I'm just taking that first shade, that matte shade number 4. And I'm going in with a fluffy brush. This is a Sonia Kashuk fluffy brush. They just did a revamp of a bunch of their products, so I'm not sure if they still have this brush, but this is my favorite, like, affordable fluffy brushes that I can just, pick up at Target. I don't know if they have it. I'm going to have to see if they've finalize their displays, but it was affordable and it was great. So I'm just kind of dusting that all around the eyes, and then you'll kind of see how I just basically use a different brush to kind of change up and deepen the color. So that's another little trick you can kind of do if, say, you don't have as many like transition shades within a palette like this, which is mainly more focused on like the shimmers. But basically I'm just using one shade in 2 different ways. So here I'm just kind of diffusing it, getting a nice little base all around. Then I'm switching up my brush, and I'm using a Morphe M433, same exact color, that number 4 shade. And this brush is definitely, I'm concentrating this specifically in my crease area, and the fact that it's a different type of brush, you can have a little bit more definition, you know, to it. The shape of it, it concentrates that color, so it's not as diffused. It looks a little bit deeper. So just a little trick that you can do. So you can either switch up the brush, or you can even substitute your bronzer if it's a little bit, you know, deeper, and you can go ahead and kind of use that if you want to use a different color. Sometimes I'll even use my blush, depending what color and what overall like face look. I'll kind of use that, you know, as kind of a transition shade in my eyes. And that'll even kind of like bring the look together. So sometimes I do like kind of like a golden or a peachy or a pinkish, you know, kind of like matte base around the eye. So you can always, just a couple tricks and ways to save money. Then I'm going to go ahead and just real quick diffuse that out, blend those one shade, two different brush strokes together. And then I'm going to go in with that first shade in the palette, the number 1 shade, and just putting it underneath my eyes. I'm not trying to get too much because these shimmers are really great. The quality is really great. The pigmentation, so especially for underneath my brow bone, I don't want it too stark, like white bright shimmer. So just, you know, a little bit of a time and then kind of diffusing it and patting it all around so it's not too highly concentrated in one area. Then I'm going to go back into the palette and take that number 3 shade. So kind of went on the bronzy route. And I'm just placing this right on my lid. I'm not bringing it all the way out onto my lid, just because I'm actually going to do something a little bit different, just to add a little bit of dimension. But I'm just concentrating this right on like the first half. And because I kind of want that area brighter, and then we're going to go out and kind of do a darker shade there. But on its own, the shimmer, this pigmentation is really great. And you can even add some, you know, Max Fix Plus, some eye drops to really kind of, you know, brighten it even more. Then I'm going to go in with that darker shade. I believe that is number 8. And at that shade, it's a darker brown, so that I'm going to put in the second half of my eye, and that just adds just a little bit extra dimension. You can totally just do that, you know, one shade, you know, all over the lid, but this just adds a little extra something. It just gives it a nice little transition, kind of really pulls the look together and kind of keeps it from overall like looking harsh, like it's just like one shimmer and then having like some matte. So just, you know, you can play it up that way. If you don't have time, feel free to use just one shade, grab and go. You can even, these are really great if you want to use your finger just to kind of pat those shades on there. You can also do that as well if you don't want to use a brush. Using your finger with like shimmer shades is always really good if you want to intensify the color a bit. But as I kind of added some brown, I'm just going back and forth with that same brush, flipping it back and forth with each color, and just kind of, you know, intensifying that on my lid. And being careful since I did do my foundation first this time. But then going in with the clean M433 brush and just blending everything out, because, you know, when you kind of add those lid shades, you do have to still kind of blend it out. So just blending out to transition and the lid shades together, just so it looks a little bit more seamless, and trying to eliminate any harsh lines. Then I'm going to go back into the eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take that shade number 9. This is another matte shade, and so I kind of mentioned in my review and demo, I wish I had a couple more transition colors in between, but we can make this work. So I'm actually taking a pencil brush so that I can specifically just kind of pinpoint where I want to add that color, and then I'll go in later and diffuse it. But with the pencil brush, especially if you have like smaller eyes, you can really just have, you know, better placements of the shade, and it, you know, actually is more intensified too, rather than kind of packing it on with a fluffy brush to begin with. So you can pack it on and, you know, really get detailed with it if you want. And then what I'll do is I'll go in with another clean fluffy brush like the M433. It's always great to have a bunch of these in your arsenal. Clean brushes, it just kind of keeps, you know, everything from looking muddy. So you just kind of get those nice clean transitions. So if you've kind of been struggling, especially maybe if you have even like smaller eyelids and smaller eye shape, definitely try and use this technique and, you know, see if it helps. I feel like this is just kind of helped me. This is just kind of what works for me. There's some people who can just go straight in with that fluffy brush, but I was like, I don't know, I just feel like my eyes are a little bit smaller. I kind of need to go in and then diffuse that out with a fluffy brush. Let me know if you guys are the same, or if you started doing this and you feel like it kind of worked better. Then I'm going to go in with the Lash Warrior Mascara, and I actually accidentally forgot to press record while I was doing the demo for this, so I'll just give you that quick snapshot afterwards. It works really well. I like it. I ended up not using false lashes. Going in with the Milani Prep Setting Glow. This is their powder, and I'm actually just kind of taking this with like a wet beauty blender and dabbing it on. And I've been liking this result when I use powders on my face that kind of set, because it just kind of moistens them a little bit, rather than, you know, kind of getting, because usually I don't want too much powder, I just want a little bit, so when I go in later with my, you know, bronzer and stuff, it'll kind of give me a nice smooth transaction. Going back in with that Wet n Wild Contour and Highlights palette, and now I'm going in with the contour shade, and I'm using my Sigma contour, or like my angled contour brush. I love angled brushes to do kind of contour specifically, or even for blush. I think these are really great. And just adding that, you know, just to give my face some, you know, shaping, sculpting, a little bit of definition, and some color back, a little bit of a dimension, especially when you go in with the foundation. It just kind of gives you one dimension, so kind of trying to bring those features back. And ever since I started contouring, I can't stop. Like, it's just weird if I don't. I'm like, what was I doing before? I don't know. But I do love to bronze, contour, give my skin a nice little sun-kissed glow. If I really don't have time, I'll go in maybe with like a bigger brush and specifically just kind of bronze around the face. And I just find that that makes a little bit more of a difference in general for me. But if you have that extra time, you can really specifically go and shape out the face. Going in with the highlight shade and just kind of defining the bottom of the contour and just cleaning it up a little bit. Then I'm going to go in with the Flower Beauty. This is their Flower Pots Powder Blush in the shade Peach Primrose. Of course, I had to get a peach shade. I just feel like, I don't know why, for like my skin tone or my face shape, peach just comes off a little bit better. I feel like sometimes maybe pink can make my face look as round or rounder than it is. I don't know. I feel like for me, peach is just more slimming. I don't know the decision behind that. I just like it a little bit better for my skin tone. I know some people don't like peach blushes, but I do. I definitely gravitate towards them. So really been liking this formula. I love the packaging. I think it's really great. They also have some other colors. I still want to check out some other pinks just to kind of have and try out, especially depending on the makeup look. Then I'm going in with the Flower Beauty. This is their Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette. And I actually really liked mixing the more golden shade and then that like lighter, almost like kind of white champagne-y shade. It's not like totally pink, but I can totally pull off the pink shade in the middle too, which I would totally use just depending on what type of makeup look I'm doing. I feel like if I was doing something a little bit more pinky or like cool tone, I would definitely go in with that pink shade. So I feel like all of these shades I personally would use. If anything, you know, it came with like a little brush, so that has like a huge, you know, gap there that there's nothing there. So I wish they would just, you know, eliminated the brush and just kind of made like larger little trios of the highlight shade for me to use. Just my suggestion, because I don't think I would have used that brush regardless. Nobody uses the brushes at all. So I have two lip options for you guys. This is their Miracle Matte Lip, and let me know which shade you would wear with this look, or just in general, which one would you choose? Because I really do like them both, and even for this look, I feel like you can totally rock them both. I ended up, just because I finished with the Dark and Stormy, I ended up just kind of wearing that one out. I really like that one. But this is the Merlot Kiss. This is their really beautiful, like if you love that pop of pink shade, especially now with the springtime, you are going to love this shade. This is really, really nice. They glide on really easily. They're so pigmented. I really wanted to kind of show you the application process. More than anything, I'm just running through just to kind of define my lip around, because that's a process in its own, but there's definitely no problem with getting that like one layer of definition onto the lip, and even the brush is pretty easy to work with. I just, you know, in general, I'm just going to be very like meticulous with it. I'm going to try to make sure that, you know, I'm kind of getting that nice little outline around my lips, getting the edges covered. But if you ever do mess up with any lipstick, just kind of let it dry down, and you can always go back in with like a nice like concealer, little small concealer brush, and just kind of clean that up. But This color is so nice. Let me know if you would vote for this one. Also, let me know if you want to see lip swatches of the rest of their colors. I asked in that review and demo if you guys would be interested. But first I wanted to see if I actually like them, which I do. So now the question is, do you want to see all the colors swatch? Comment down below if you want to see that, so that we can head on over to Ulta and get the rest of the shades, because they had a lot of other really pretty shades. But that pink, girl, yes, give it to me, yes. But I hope, let me know if you like Merlot Kiss. The other option is Dark and Stormy. I specifically wanted to get Dark and Stormy because I saw on Instagram, I forgot who it was, but she was wearing it and it looked beautiful. I love it, especially maybe if your skin's tanner, I don't know. But I like cool tone lips. Is definitely more of a cool tone shade, and I just really like this one. And even kind of like, since I kind of went maybe a little bit more bronzy, not so much goldish with my eye, you know, shadow, I feel like I can definitely pull off this shade. It works with it, it goes, but that lipstick just kind of gives the makeup look an overall nice little pop. But in general, I really liked this look, and the fact that the mascara worked really well. I felt like I was lazy to put on false lashes. I'll admit I didn't feel like it. But with the mascara, I liked it. I didn't feel like I need to. And you still kind of get that overall glam. But let me know, Dark and Stormy or Merlot Kiss? What would you guys choose? Which one do you prefer on me? Which one would you prefer on yourself? Ooh, I know, difficult question. But that is a completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is just a quick, easy glam. No false lashes needed. Definitely wanted to do a video with no falsies for those of you who don't care for them. But make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.